Hello and welcome to Economics per se. My name is Philip and today I will be introducing you to economics. So what is economics? Imagine you're walking through the streets of Halifax in the year 1852 when St. Mary's University was celebrating its 50th anniversary of establishment. What does the surrounding of the university look like? Does it have the plain roads like you have seen in 2020? Does it have the same types of vehicles or transportation methods as today? Or does the university have the same number of students as today? And are the students wearing the same type of clothing as we wear today? You can answer all of these questions with one single word, right? No. So what caused these changes in a span of 168 years? The answer to that question is prosperity. And to achieve prosperity, we need a well-functioning system to coordinate such activities that create goods and services to the society wants, and the means to get those goods and services to the society. And when we talk about that system, we usually talk about an economy. Basically, an economy is a system that coordinates society's productive activities. And the science and arts that study the society's production, distribution, consumption of goods and services is called economics. Now, a question might pop up in your head. Then who is in charge of this economy? Is it the Prime Minister? Is it someone else? The answer to that question would again be no. There is no one in charge of the economy. Prosperity came from what the economists call a market economy. It is an economy where decisions about production and consumption are made by individual producers and consumers. The Canadian economy is a market economy where individual and collective producers respond to the choices of individual and collective consumers, and vice versa. The opposite of market economy is command economy, where there is one central authority that makes the decisions on production and consumption. The most notable example of command economy would be Soviet Union from 1917 to 1991. But command economy did not work very well. This is because as a central authority was commanding the decisions on production and consumption, it was found that they did not have enough raw materials of the goods they wanted to produce. And even if they succeeded to produce, nobody would want to consume those goods. Adam Smith, most famously known as the father of economics, is a Scottish economist who, in his famous book, The Wealth of Nations, talked about how individuals unknowingly end up serving the interest of a society while they pursue their own interests. Examples of this idea would be how you and I are pursuing secondary education to have a higher future income, which is a personal interest. But think about what our endeavor to pursue secondary education is doing to the Canadian economy. It is going to increase the number of educated and skilled graduates in the Canadian economy. Another example would be a Canadian business person who is doing their best in pursuit of profit, and that is again their own interest. And this is going to make the nation wealthier if they succeed. These situations are what Adam Smith himself and the economists of today call invisible hand. A formal definition of invisible hand would be a way by which an individual pursuit of self-interest can lead to good results for the society as a whole. And the study of how individuals make decisions and how these decisions interact is called microeconomics. Invisible hand is one of the key themes in microeconomics. So, one of the key drivers of the changes between the 2 years, 1852 and 2020, surrounding the St. Mary's University campus is the invisible hand. And we can explain the behavior of it by using microeconomic theories and tools. But we also have to remember that the invisible hand might always not be in favor of achieving societal goals. That might sometimes be counterproductive. That problem, where invisible hands become counterproductive, is called market failure. This happens when an individual pursuing his or her own interest leads to negative results for the society as a whole. A very good example of this scenario would be how we, the humans, are overcutting trees for our own consumption, or how a monopolist firm charges a higher price just because there is a high enough demand for its product. Just as we can explain and maintain the invisible hand, we can also tackle the challenges that are brought forth by market failure and fix those using the microeconomic theories and tools. Economics has another branch called macroeconomics. This branch of economics is concerned with the overall ups and downs in the economy, not the individual or micro level, but in overall or macro level. In the other sets of videos, Jigme will be discussing all about macroeconomics to you. That's all for today. Please like and share our videos and subscribe to our channel. I will see you in the next video.